same people with whom, whether they are union heads or whether they are your colleagues, soon to be colleagues
Yeah.
in the city council, with whom you'll need to have to broker.
I'm
deals on the
not, this
budget.
isn't a popularity contest for my
But-
colleagues in government. Let me just try to.
Sure.
Yeah, go ahead.
I'm not talking so much about popularity. I'm talking about the collaborative and the necessary process you'll need to govern.
If you want someone who's going to get along, don't vote for me. People want a departure from the past. People want someone, if you want someone who's going to go in there and be everyone's friend, then pick someone else. If you want someone who's going to get things done, who's going to go in there with a platform of new ideas and have fidelity to the citizens of the city, then they should vote for me. I mean, look, I'm not waging a campaign against the city council or labor unions or anyone else. I just have a different vision, and my vision, I dare say, is where citizens are nowadays. We haven't won a race in 24 years the old way, we as Democrats. We've been doing this, hey, this councilman likes me, this labor union likes me, this developer likes me, this club likes me, this famous person has endorsed me. How is that done for us so far? How did that do for Mayor Green and for Mayor Ferrer? How was that done? I mean, how have we really think that that's been the great way to govern? No one else is running campaigns like that around the country except Democrats in New York. I'm trying something different. If you believe that rounding up collections of elected officials is a barometer for how you'll govern, don't vote for me. If you believe rounding up the best possible ideas and showing you've got the stick-to-itiveness and the fight to argue for them, you should vote for me.
And that speaks to the campaign. What I want to move us to, again, is the idea of governance. And you'll need to have these conversations in a different way as mayor. And I'm asking what you, as now mayor, if you were to be fortunate enough to be elected, would be looking to do specifically to engage these folks who have chosen to go elsewhere.
But I'm going to engage them. First of all, elections are always about people going to different corners.
And that,
I mean,
Go on.
Well, no, this is your interview. Go ahead.
No, I mean to press the point only because I think it's important that people feel that independence and that fiery sense of leaning in, as you call it, and forward thinking ultimately results in things that are going to be concrete and tangible for their betterment and quality of life. And they're going to need you as mayor to do that in a...
Correct. I have to tell you something. I don't care if you hate me or love me, if you're a city council member, or if you're a governor, or if you're a president, and I've got a good idea on how to solve problems, and I've got the wind of the people at my back, I'm going to get it done. Okay? I have to tell you something. I think that much too much concern is given in New York City Democratic political life for having a kumbaya moment during the campaign where we all hug each other and wear the same color shirts. It should be, and when you ask citizens, what are they looking for in their life? It's so detached from that world. They may say, okay, that's great. I'm a teacher and my union's going, but I want to know what his ideas are for education.
Right.
And so I am saying to them, my fidelity is to them and their ideas. Now, I'm not waging a campaign against, but I want to point out something. There's some evidence there on my side here, right? Mayor Giuliani, Mayor Bloomberg, these guys, whether you think they were good or bad, citizens turned to them because they had the sense that they had some level of independence, right? They turned to Giuliani was independent because he was a Republican in a Democratic town. Bloomberg was independent because he was a billionaire, like a thousandaire or something. And so they've already shown that the notion of independence is an important proof point for them because they understand it. They don't want to be seventh on the list. They don't even want to be about 8th or 9th on the list. They want to know that Anthony Weiner every day gets up in the morning thinking about their challenges. And I'm the only one in the campaign that's making that bet. Maybe I'll be wrong. Maybe they do want someone who has lots of friends in politics.
And I appreciate your point on that. I will point out, though, and I'd like for you to respond to this, the same knock, though, is often brought against the Giuliani administration and the Bloomberg administration because of that perceived lack of willingness to work with citizens groups, parents.
Entirely different conversation.
But that's
hold on a second. No.
That's the one that I want to talk about.
No.
It's not about getting elected.
It's not about citizens.
Governance.
You're just, with all due respect, it's not about citizens groups. It's about citizens. It's not about unions. It's about workers.
Wouldn't you
It's
argue
not
that-
about politicians, it's their
Wouldn't
constituents.
you argue that a local PTA, which has gone out and said that the teaching to the test and has been dismayed by the lack of engagement by the DOE and the mayor, are clearly saying that they've had very little.
But
what I'm saying-
you're arguing a false premise. The argument that I'm making is it's not the PTA. The umbrella is not important as the members of the PTA.
And you have to reach the members of the PTA.
I know,
And what I'm saying to you is that,
Okay.
and they'll vote for you. Let's say they go out and they vote for you, this particular PTA, this
Good.
rhetorical, this allegorical PTA of ours.
Right.
And then they'll want to be able to continue this discourse with you, and they'll need to be able to reach you. And they'll need to do so in a plethora of voices.
Correct.
And what I'm saying to you is that you'll need to manage those voices, and for all your independence.
Every citizen, but hold on,
Right.
every mayor will. At what point are
And-
you making any departure from me? The only difference will be I don't have fidelity to a particular
Okay.
organization who, by the way, these organizations are not always aligned with the citizens that they
I don't
represent.
disagree with
Because
you.
I can tell you something. When the UFT, for an example, who's not supporting me, supporting Bill Thompson, when they make their calls on September 9th, say, don't forget, tomorrow go out and vote, teachers are going to say, that's right. I want to go and vote for that guy Weiner because he's talking about providing master teachers more money to go to tough assignments. I want to get that guy, vote for that guy Weiner because he's talking about putting a Kindle in every backpack. I want to vote for that guy Weiner because he went to public schools. His mother was a school teacher for 31 years and understands that, frankly, right now we have a disparity in
Right, and
teacher
to
corps.
get- right.
So the point that I'm making, if I could just finish,
Sure.
the point that I'm making is you make a false equation between the group title, whatever it is. I want to talk to the teachers. I want to talk to the parents. I don't need filters. And I don't believe that you build a campaign on the foundation of appealing to a handful of people. I believe you build a campaign on ideas that appeal to many people and they feel covered. What's going to happen on January 1st, 2014 is when I'm sworn in, it is going to be individual citizens who are going to say, you know what? He's beholden to me. He owes me. He has independence from everyone but me.
Okay.
That would be a feeling that Democrats haven't had in a long time because they keep waking up and saying, how did that Republican get elected?